Sometimes we think the role of a leader is to throw the anchor over and hold the ship in place. But that's not what any organization is for. It's for sailing. It's for moving. And so you've got to have a good compass.
So one of the great things that I love about this conference is that it uses the convening power of Murdock and stewardship to be able to draw together folks from a similar kind of community. It creates sort of a collective effervescence, a sense of God's doing something really great in this part of the world, and it's an opportunity for us to be involved and figure out ways to partner together.
Leadership for stewardship is first among equals. Yeah, in this conference, we're making an investment. We're making an investment in leaders who are running organizations that are serving others. And while it's an investment in the leaders themselves, ultimately it's an investment in the people that are being served out on the front lines.
We want to take some time and just, in a sense, give into your formation as a leader.
What I love about this conference is that it's always around a theme that is designed to challenge us as leaders, but then to make us relevant in today's marketplace. It's one thing to be always deploying yourself, but you will be empty soon if you do not allow yourself to be replenished. I think the Leadership Conference allows for that.
The interesting thing about this theme, about the Word became flesh, is that it really underscores the importance of the incarnation and how important the incarnation is to helping us to get a grounded sense of what it means to be a leader. So much of what we have to do is leading with our life, showing up, being present in the lives of the folks who we are called to serve.
The emphasis on leadership is a gutsy move, but the fact is, leadership is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and if we can become more intentional about the way we lead, then I think we'll all be more faithful in our service to Christ.
I've read a lot of the leadership guru books, but to be honest with you, I've never really filtered the whole leadership question through the biblical grid like I've done in the last, I'd say the last 24 hours.
Jesus was a leader that allowed people to come and see who he was. He really captured the essence of what it's like to be a leader in the first century and what it's like to be a leader now.
You had Mark Laverton, new president of Fuller Seminary, basically preaching, but preaching in a transparent, honest, interesting, engaging way. And you have Michael Lindsay, who has done extensive interviews with really a to die for list of people, key influencers in a variety of fields. And then you had Sandy Richter, who is a professor of Old Testament at Wheaton, who is really actually one of the most engaging Old Testament professors I've heard. Just the insights purely on a leadership level from that kind of cohesion were fantastic.
This conference is totally unique for me and extremely enjoyable because I'm walking into dinner engagements and panel discussions and seeing names on name tags of people and organizations that I have revered from afar for decades. And all of a sudden they're my table mates, and I'm able to ask them questions about how they got where they are and what their greatest challenges are.
I have been to the Murdock conference for many years in a row. The richness is developing ongoing relationships that connect and continue conversations in the in-between time.
How we leave a conference like this is really critical because everybody knows it's one thing to go to a conference and it's another thing to return home. What I find very sobering and clarifying is that when Jesus makes that transition, he comes down from the mountain ready for the ordinary.
I want to be meditating on what it means to depict Christ's love as a leader. And in that, I don't have to be timid. I can do it in his power and with a sound mind, so that I seek his will and his direction as I lead in love.
As the conference is coming to a close, I'm thinking about the different speakers, and I'm wanting to pull them together in my own head. It's giving me stuff to think about, which I like.
And I hope that where the conference ended was with a charge in a way to say, you are ready, you are called, you are equipped, you have been given the unexpected surprise that God wants to use the real you as an influence of and demonstration of the gospel in a way that would never have been anticipated, but is actually true. And it's in that context that we then now say, I'm in the most sacred place that I could be. It's actually not the most sacred space on the mountain. The most sacred space is when I encounter the leper, when I encounter the centurion, when I encounter the ordinary realities of the challenges that are right in front of me. That's where the sacred space is.
So come join us for the Leadership Conference in 2015.